Today on Family Handyman, we're having a happy hour, and it's BYOB. But I'm not talking the BYOB you think, it's bring your own bar, and today I'm gonna show you how to make one. So we've got this really beautiful slab that I went to a special mill, picked it out for our bar top. So this is gonna be our bar top. And usually when you buy a natural edged slab, it has all the bark on it. So you want to make the bar top sanitary and you want to remove the bark because you don't know what could be in there, as well as it continues to absorb moisture. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually cut the layout, because this is the top. We're going to work our way from the top to the bottom as we do this bar build. I want my bar top to be 5 feet. If you look over here, I've got a little crack. I want to get rid of that, as well as that side curves too much, so I want to get rid of that. I also want an 18-inch depth, so within this area, this is my furthest point, and I'm going to mark that at 18. So what I'm going to do is create a right angle on that side and a right angle on this side, and then I'll mark, and I'm all set to cut. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the center portion of our bar cabinet body. Now, the reason I'm going with the center is I need exact measurements for 4 inches of a bottle, 3/4 inch divider, and 4 inches of a bottle. So with this router, we're going to create that straight line. So we're going to line it up against the back of the board. My blade is rotating in this motion, so I'm going to go that way. Here we go. And then we take it out. And now our rind rack will have a board here and a board here. So it'll slide in just like this. Just like that. Now, as you'll see here, I've got all the pieces that are now going to convert into a wine rack. We've got our dados, we've got our support dividers, we have our side pieces, a top and a bottom, some wood glue, a nail gun, a wet rag to clean up the glue, and away we go. We've built our wine rack, so we have our first set dimension or width, and now I'm going to continue to build the 2 side cabinets. For that, we're going to go DIY 101, carpentry easy peasy, build a box. Once you know how to build a box, you can do just about everything. I've got a side piece and a base. We're going to nail it together, and then we're going to keep going to the next part. So we've got all 3 compartments ready, the 2 on either side, the center wine case. That gives us a set measurement for our base or our kick plate. What we're going to do is we're going to go 1 inch in front to back and 1 inch in side to side. So we're just going to shrink down the base. I'll start out with 2x4s because I needed the strength, and then I'm going to clad it with pretty wood like I've done the wood in the center. Now, the trick to our slab is that it's made out of elm, and if you look at that little piece right there, I went ahead and put a little bit of varnish on it. So I see how with an oil-based varnish, the actual true color of the wood is going to be. It's very difficult to find trim pieces in elm. So I chose aspen as the body of the rest of the wood, because by adding 3 different stain colors, I'm going to get a very close match to that top, and that's what we're looking for. So I've got a very light color here, which is going to give us like a yellowish tint, but I need to darken it a little bit, so I've got another darker color here. And then finally, I didn't want to go to the 3rd stain, but I need a little bit of a red element to it, so I have a sort of reddish stain here. I'm going to be working 1 at a time, but layering them on top of each other while they're still wet, so that it kind of wipes them and blends them together. There is a true leap of faith in this, but trust me, I already tested it and I already did a match, so I know we're good, but this is the process. All right, so we're to a really fun part using one of my favorite tools, a biscuit joiner. I've got a top up here that is 20 inches deep. I want to use hard, nice wood. So to be cost effective, I bought 12 inches, but I want to join them in the way that you can't see the seam, and that is with a biscuit joiner. I'm going to mark from side to side where the biscuits, which are these little guys, are going to be buried in the wood. So those are our holes. This is our biscuit, and we're going to put glue on it, but you introduce it in there, and it actually has some play. We'll clamp them together and let them dry overnight. Tomorrow we've got a countertop. Now, I know you're thinking this is a lot of steps, Carmen. Can I keep up? But I assure you that each and every step is easy. There's just a lot of them. So a lot of DIY is tenacity. We have our bar structure pretty much done. This is the support for our top counterpart. We've got a second counter that's already got a cross support there. Now we're gonna clad it and wrap it with shiplap. So we're gonna start out down here and work our way up. I've already measured it out. The last one I'm going to need to rip to a smaller size, but it's actually perfect because it leaves my little pocket holes open for when I put the countertop in and screw from down up to secure the countertop. So we're going to start like this with the shiplap. First, I'm going to create a ledger, just like you would if you were tiling something. So we're going to secure this first of my shiplap. And then I mark so that I remember which way I'm going with a 45. So I want to go this way. We're on to the next step, which is the face frame. Basically, that means that we're trimming out the whole outside to hide where we've done cuts and where you have raw edges of wood. Where there's green, there'll be green face frame or trim. Where there's stain, there'll be stained face frame or trim. And after all of this work, we've come down to this. The live edge slab gets put in place. Sometimes I need some help, sometimes it's harder than it looks, but in this case, it's as simple as this. The bar's in place, and every good bar needs one thing, a bar rail. They come in pre-made cut kits, very easy to install with a couple of screws. That's it. Well, we're ready to serve it up. Now, if you'll notice on the bar build, the whole thing consists of boxes within boxes within boxes, which means all straight cuts or butt joints. Actually a very easy process that you too can do. So there you have it, a DIY bar that I know you too can accomplish. For this and more, visit us at familyhandyman.com.